we talked about core strength, and I do share this in the videos, but is that we've got to get away from that sort of burning feeling that you get in the olden days where you used to lift your legs up in the air and do your 1,000 sit-ups, to really feeling all the muscles work together. And that's really where you get the power. And as I said, so I'm not going to already mention, but squatting is a very, very powerful and functional. It's the foundation to all of, if you look at tennis players when they have to receive the tennis ball, how they stand in that squat position, karate, surfing, any snowboard, any sort of sport where even before you go into rugby, into the scrum, they get into that position. It's what I call the body's power position.
And I think in swimming, it's sometimes harder to see than a lot of other sports, because you can see obviously the hips are rotating a bit, and but it's really hard to sort of notice and understand that connection when you're watching someone swim, because it's so I guess it's so sort of intricate. But if you look at someone, say, surfing or playing rugby, like with someone surfing, for example, if you look at it slowly, you look at someone sort of generating speed, they'll compress and then they'll come up, and it's that movement through the hips, and it's really well timed with the feet and through the hips and so on. And it's the same, essentially the same sort of thing through swimming, but it's a lot easier to see in other sports that are land based and I guess more obvious movements than swimming.
For the swimmers, what it is that the squatting, when we talk about doing it properly, is it really unlocks the hips and the back, and it provides that mobility you need in swimming. And one of the key parts of the spine is in the middle back, but just as the middle back goes into the lower back, you've got the rotational component. And when that is very common, locked or stiff in a lot of people. And so what happens is your lower back then overworks, and that's where you go to chiros or osteophysios who then start to manipulate and release that tension. When you start to do the squatting properly, you start to release that rotational transitional area in the spine, and that then connects the whole body. That's where you get all this movement from. So you really see the benefits. The squatting may not have a direct effect on your swimming, like you just clearly pointed out, but it's the release you get from doing squats in the back that then translates to the swimming.
Yeah, right. That's interesting. And it's so you're saying that that lower part of the back is often quite tight, quite compressed, and so that's going to limit someone's ability to generate that power from the hips.
Your lower back, as I described in the course, your lower back can't actually rotate, so it doesn't have the rotational component. It's got to do with the orientation of the joints. So your lower back's designed for flexion, extension. There is a little bit of rotation on what we call the L5-S1, right at the bottom of the base of your spine. But most of the rotation takes place higher up in the spine. And there's a transitional area where the spine goes from rotation to flexion, extension, and that's often quite tight. And a lot of physios and chiros work around trying to loosen it up. But I've discovered over the years, by doing the squats, that area loosens up quite quickly. And that's where the power comes, because when that loosens up, then now your body can function correctly, and then you've got connection, really.